Hi, Ashley. I really enjoyed your video and your perspective on the school you're in and the vignette that you watched. Um, so, um, you're kind of in a great position in College Station. Um, 'Cause you have that such a big influence from the college on your kids. And so it's very unique. I'm up around the Metroplex, and so we have a lot of colleges and nothing in our town and then a rural school district. Um, and so uh, you mentioned that the majority of your kids have a plan um, and things like that, at least for post-secondary. But my question was, are there any guidance plans in place for your that minority group? Is there anything specific that y'all do to reach out to those seventh and eighth graders to help them start thinking about and planning for post-secondary? Um, so I agree with your perspective on that anger, stress, skills management being very important. Um, so many of our kids today lack those kinds of um, those skills. They're very unequipped with that, and it really does impact their academic achievement and their mental health. And not a lot of people make that connection between that mental health of those coping skills and the academic side of things. And so I like that you picked up on that vignette. Um, that's also one in uh, my school district that a lot of kids lack. I work in a Title I school in our community. It's either very impoverished or middle class. Not a whole lot, I guess, upper socioeconomic. Um, and so we have a lot of kids, especially in the lower socioeconomic group, that they really have grown up with none of those skills. And so by the time they've made it to middle school, there's a whole lot of problems in 19th, 6th grade, which is a huge transition year. So I've even heard of things about the group that's coming up about these kinds of skills that they really don't have. And so I'm hoping from these classes that I'll gain a little bit better perspective on how to help them manage those emotions and those feelings, and so they can achieve academically. Um, it's awesome that y'all had a counselor like that y'all had 5 years ago. That was very proactive with these skills. I know we don't quite have that level where the school counselor comes in and teaches lessons. That would be fantastic at our campus. So, um, my question for you there is what was something that counselor did in her lessons that really impacted you outside of just the fact that she was coming in and teaching those? Was there something that you liked about what she did, how she taught something that you might use in the program that you mentioned you might use in this program for yours? Um, so again, it was really nice getting to hear your perspective on things, especially about Alex and how the counselor in the video um, really tried to help Alex see the smaller steps that they needed to reach their post-secondary goals. You mentioned that Alex had a very micro view of things, and that can be very overwhelming. I know for me, I do the same exact thing. I look at the big picture too much, and it's all way too much. That's why I was terrible at teaching English. Um, but that counselor really helping them coach them into those smaller steps, so to get them to understand these are the smaller steps you take to get to that bigger picture, those bigger goals. And then you mentioned how that counselor really wanted to collaborate with teachers, not really pull kids out, but look at a time where they could do this and in a way that would benefit the teacher and the student. And then really try to validate their plan, being ready with evidence that really showed how this can help. Um, I think that I've seen that where I've had meetings with, our administrative team, and things have come up and people want to try things, but they're like, okay, where's your evidence? What do you have um, as your justification, your validation for this, and what's the impact going to be? They really want to see the data for that, and so I like that you pointed that part out. So again, it was really good to hear your perspective on this.